Hey you guys, how you've been? Well, I'm making this video since I've been studying Russian for the past 2 hours, and I've decided that it's time for another video, and this time it will be about my Russian studies. Well, how I study Russian is basically kind of similar to the other languages that I'm studying. The thing is, I'm really I've got plenty of exposure to that language since my mother is Russian, and she used to speak with my grandmother all the time over the phone in Russian, so I'm pretty familiar with how the language sounds, and I'm used to hearing it and understanding most of it. But I still have a long way to go since I can hardly speak. I can hardly create a full sentence. So I've decided to embark on this trip and to study Russian. How do I start? How do I do that? Well, basically I'm using Asimil as well as some other courses. Now what I do is I put on the audio, and then I just read along. I try to understand what they're saying, which most of the time I get it, since I have pretty much I'm pretty much familiar with the language, so I pretty much get what they're saying, except for a few words here and there. And then I try to read, where reading is my weak part. Not my weakest. I mean, obviously my speaking is my weakest point, but reading is one of the things that I'm working on. And I just try to read and to write. Now, what do I mean by write? I have this notebook, Russian notebook. I have a notebook for all of the languages that I'm learning. I'm just a stationary addict, so I have this notebook, and in there I'm just writing. You know how they have the Asimil, they have this exercise section where they put on about 5 sentences or so, and you're supposed to repeat them. So not only do I repeat them, I also copy them, you see, to my notebook. I put here the title of the episode, and then I write down I write down the sentences, and over here I just write down the part where you're supposed to, the close part, where you're supposed to put the words, the missing words. And then a few days later I go back to that, and I try to complete the sentence. So anyway, that's a really good practice in regards to writing. But I also have another notebook, Write Russian, which I also use for you can see, I don't know if you can see that. Is it close enough? Where I'm just repeating the words, just trying to get it right and to improve my writing, and that's basically it. Yeah, see, I have this nice writing, I think. And apart from that, I also started using a book, because, well, I cannot do without books. I love books. So I'm using this Shalom Russian Grammar book. I bought it online. I think it was $9-10. I'm not sure. I can't really review it for you, because I've just started using it today, so I can't really tell how good it is or how bad it is. I just know that the Russian grammar is complicated, yeah, from what I've seen. I don't know, all sorts of cases, and female and masculine and feminine nouns, which we also have in Hebrew, but Here, I don't know, all sorts of agreements with the verbs, and I still don't get it. So I can't even know. I can't even understand like how complicated it is. I just briefly scanned the book, and I saw so many things which are unfamiliar to me as an English and Hebrew speaker. So yeah, that's basically my only book in Russian that I've got, I think. Yeah, I still haven't ordered other books. I also have, of course, I also downloaded this huge torrent file which has I don't know, I think about 70 different books, which I saw over there, like one book which has this Disney, Walt Disney's not fairy tales but stories, which you can read and listen to. So I'm planning on combining it along with the Asimil and the grammar book. And also working on my pronunciation, since I know that's really hard to achieve. I want to start as early as now, since I guess it would take me about a year or two to achieve a normal accent, so I might as well start right now. So that's basically it regarding my Russian studies. I'm basically using the same method for all of the other languages. I will try to post another video regarding my other languages and the resources that I'm using, but I don't think it will be in the short run, since I'm going on a trip for about 5 weeks to the US. We have here the summertime, so next week I will be flying to the US and have this coast-to-coast trip with my friend. Yeah, I think that's basically it. I also got new Japanese reading books, and I've got some new Italian reading books and Spanish ones, but like I said, I think it will be I will show them and talk about them in the other videos. Apart from that, all of you US citizens or people who've visited there, if you have any recommendations for any bookstores that you know, any nice places which sells language books, I would love to get some recommendations, because that's a really huge part of my trip, I think, to visit the US bookstores and to buy a few books regarding languages, or any other recommendations. Actually, I would love to hear from you. So that's it for now. Bye bye.